Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I can't believe we're doing two video game related videos in one day. We're going to talk about the head of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer. And he is basically calling for gamers to be united and for an end to cancel culture in gaming.
Weren't these the people that said before that we need to censor people?
Yeah, Phil Spencer a couple months ago also said, or last year, I guess it was last year.
I was saying it was a while ago.
I don't know what year I'm on now. It's still January. Said that the Xbox was not a free speech platform. That's not why we exist. Now he's turning around and saying, "Hey guys, we need to not cancel each other." And I think this is about Hogwarts Legacy.
Probably, but I think it's funny because I remember him having the we're going to monitor people and and there was like this nebulous banning and all this other crap, and now from that to this.
So let's not cancel people. Let's not perpetuate cancel culture. I mean, we've had a lot of high-profile cancellations in gaming over the last couple of months, and a lot of it has to do with friggin' Hogwarts Legacy, and I think there's going to be a lot more. Once that game comes out and the credits roll, the end credits roll, I guarantee you, people are going to be building hit lists and be like, well, you worked on the game, and you worked on the game, and you worked on the game, and you worked on the game.
Yeah, but no one's going to care. Like 5 people are going to get
I mean, the game's selling like crazy. It's people think it's going to be the highest selling game of the year. And sorry, Brianna Wu, it's going to sell very well. There are millions and millions and millions of truly awful, deplorable people out there, and you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm sorry. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 288,000, almost 289,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Do talk about gaming. We have a gaming channel. Go out to Clownfish Gaming. Gaming videos over there. We've been talking more about the video game industry over here because there's been a lot to talk about, when it comes to cancel culture and the culture wars and all that
and
crap.
Mostly Hogwarts Legacy.
And mostly Hogwarts Legacy, which I'm telling you, I'm still convinced is going to kick off something like a Gamergate type situation.
I think it already is.
It already is.
Even the people that were involved in Gamergate the first time around, or heavily involved, are the ones coming out of the woodwork now to make comments.
Yes, they're saying, this is very similar. Lots of the same personalities, a lot of the same things happening where the journalists are trying to, tank this game and attack gamers. And So this is Gaz on Twitter. And I got to give a hat tip to Black Sage D, who sent these links over yesterday, actually. But he sums it up, and then we'll go out to the article. Phil Spencer just pissed off all the melts on Resetera with this boss statement. Our creators who bravely and intentionally release their visions to the world, particularly in the current culture of criticism and cancellation.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yes, I totally believe this is about Hogwarts Legacy. Basically, don't cancel the people associated with this game. And again, we know, the lead on this game, Troy Levitt, got canceled. He left the project a couple of years ago because of Kotaku and Polygon and their hit pieces. And, I think the thing about cancel culture is if you don't speak up when they come for somebody else, obviously they're going to come for you at some point.
Right. And then no one's going to speak up for you. So
this is the article. This is VGC. Phil Spencer says game companies must turn away from dividing players and creators, honor our differences, and practice empathy. Unlike limited run games that fired their community manager because she was excited about Hogwarts Legacy.
Had nothing to do with her job, but
Had nothing to do with her job. She followed the wrong people, even though she herself, to the best of my knowledge, was not tweeting transphobic things except for one tweet that they found 7 years ago that they twisted to say it was transphobic, anyway, Phil Spencer used an award speech to state his opinion that game companies have a responsibility to ensure players and developers aren't divided and are instead united. So this is the 12th annual New York Game Awards on Tuesday, and he accepted the Andrew Yoon Memorial Legend Award, stressing the need for video games to bring joy at a time when there is more despair in the world.
No, you're allowed to have fun with anything. Any type of entertainment at all has to be political and has to be an argument. You're not allowed to have a break at any point in time just to enjoy something.
Right. Spencer stated that the onus is on business leaders to ensure players receive this joy instead of experiencing more negativity. And the thing is, though, companies like Sony and Xbox, and several video game publishers have taken strong political stances, and they've alienated players. They've caused division.
You answered your own question. They alienated players, so they alienated money.
Yes, and I think now they're starting to feel the pinch, and they're like, oh, because Microsoft, I did a video yesterday, they're laying off 10,000 people, including people in the gaming division, including people at 343 and people at Bethesda. So, you know, they got to be looking at this like, oh, well, shit, maybe we wouldn't have had to lay people off if, you know, games were selling better. Just saying. Today, as creators, as leaders, as world builders, our greatest responsibility is to inspire and invite joy. Each one of the hundreds of titles that players have at their fingertips today and tomorrow is a calling card for joy.
I wish.
Halo, God of War, Vampire Survivors, which is awesome, Peppa Pig, big games, small games, mobile games, indie games. Each one is designed to deliver an infusion of joy in the midst of our lives, to give us so much joy people want to talk about it and share it.
Remember when we were kids and the games were so hard that you were so filled with joy that you bite the controller or throw it across the room?
Yeah, I was really filled with joy with Ghouls and Ghosts. My Genesis was filling the joy one day because I just got so mad. No, I'm sorry. I was so filled with joy that I went to give that controller a kiss, and I got a little rough with it. I might have chipped a tooth on it. But yeah, that Genesis controller still had... So if you have a Genesis controller out there, it's a 3-button controller with the red letters, by the way. One of the originals, because I got my Genesis like as soon as it came out with Altered Beast. If you find a controller with teeth marks in it...
Oh, there's probably lots of controllers with teeth marks in it. And part of a tooth.
And
we can have a DNA test.
Part of a child's tooth. I think that was one of my baby teeth, so maybe it grew back. But yeah, so that might be mine. And that was because of Ghouls and Ghosts. I had so much joy. Anyway, our creators who bravely and intentionally release their visions to the world, particularly in the current culture of criticism and cancellation, are players who bravely and intentionally carve out time for our games to invite rest and rejuvenate their lives.
See, but you're not allowed to rest and rejuvenate. You have to be politically charged and arguing and fighting the good fight at all times.
That's just it. Like, I mean, look.
You're allowed to have joy in your lives.
Again, going back to Polygon and Kotaku, more so Kotaku, I think. These news outlets have caused more strife and division, and then we've had, games publishers kowtowing. I mean, God, MagFest. Right, MagFest, which is a pretty left-leaning convention, is so afraid of Kotaku and so afraid of getting dogpiled that they had to take a sign down that just, poked fun at Kotaku. Like, there is no fun in gaming. Gaming has become a battleground. I'm not talking Call of Duty.
Thank the video game blogs and
video game journalists.
Journalism.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you.
That's what Gamergate 2.0 is coming.
Because before that, when we had just like Electronic Gaming Monthly and PlayStation Magazine and even Nintendo Power, people would get these magazines, and the gaming journals would basically just cover games objectively, talk about the technology, and talk about
how you beat this level.
How you beat the level. Let's talk to this developer. What were they thinking? And now everything's like, well, what's their politics before we can't talk about that guy.
I can't be around that system because it's got too many holes in it.
It's got too many holes in it. Reminds me of the alt-right.
Too many holes?
Too many holes.
Oh. I get it. I was thinking assholes, but okay.
Yeah, right. So anyway, business leaders, we're called upon to have the courage to protect and nurture this collective joy. We're called on to incubate these experiences, create them, and grow them, to seek and surround ourselves. This is a pretty good speech. To seek and surround ourselves with a multitude of perspectives, to honor our differences across experiences and geographies, and to practice empathy when intentionally listening to others. We turn away from dividing players and creators, and instead toward each other as we advance and amplify joy together. This is the echo effect of gaming joy.
And look, if you don't like a game, don't play that game. But that's okay. Other people want to play it. Other people like it. Same with movies or anything. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But it's okay if other people like it. The problem is, it's never been that, someone else is not allowed to like it. The problem has been you are not allowed to not like things. That's been the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. And it's not going well at Resetera. Resetera is, where a lot of these journos. I
didn't even know it was still around.
It's still there, yeah, unfortunately. And I thought they were being ironic. I don't think they are. So people are watching this. They're like, is that a yikes? I feel like it's a yikes. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Peppa Pig is a weird mention. Basically, games are for everybody, including little kids.
They don't want to hear that.
says and does the opposite. Well, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. But I think they're starting to realize, even if they don't actually believe it, and I don't think they believed it before, I think they thought that by becoming more political and more quote unquote woke, that they were going to increase their revenue, and the opposite thing happened. And now they're like, oh shit, we just drove away a bunch of players. Same thing's happening in so many other industries, right? As soon as you get weirdly political and tell half your audience or more that you don't want them, don't buy our games, please, because you're a bigot.
That's what they mean when they say power to the players. They actually mean power to the player's wallet.
Yeah, pretty much. Reckon we should be calm and reasonable before jumping to conclusions. Don't know if cancellation is the right word, but the relationship between developers and consumers seems strenuous nowadays. I don't think the responsibility is on the devs to fix it. I feel instances of rightful criticism end up morphing into outright hate toward game developers.
Well, that's not 100%. I mean, wrong, but it's not,
We must not divide ourselves from bigots, racists, sexists, and transphobes because we want their money too. Well...
But the thing is, when
Who is a bigot, a sexist, a racist?
But that's just it. Everybody is according to these people. If you don't completely align with their beliefs, and that goalpost is always moving and it's going further and further. And if you don't keep lining up with that, and then, and then flat out telling people you're especially if you're white, straight, and male, that how trash you are.
Yeah.
You are those things.
It's not cancel culture. It's consequence culture.
Yeah, but it only goes one way.
Yeah. Right. Oh no, those poor brave bigots showing their asses. Whatever will we do? F off. You had me at Peppa Pig King. Not the best time. No, it is the best time. I'm telling you. The reason he's bringing this up is for Hogwarts Legacy. Because Hogwarts Legacy is going to be the biggest game of the year, like it or not, and for a number of reasons. And it has become incredibly polarizing. You've got news outlets that are like, hey, we're not going to cover it. If you even mention on Twitter, if you mention that you like Hogwarts Legacy and that awful woman, J.K. Rowling, I'm never going to be your friend again.
You did it wrong. I'm never gonna be your friend again.
God. Your mask is slipping, Phil. Oh, God. So this is going to be really interesting. Really excited for when he declares the FTC too woke for blocking their acquisitions. No, I think they tried it. They tried it your way, Resetera. They tried it your way, Kotaku. They tried it your way, Polygon. And it didn't work out very well for them. So I think they're like, yeah, we need to...
walk that back.
Walk it back a little bit, right? Just very interesting to see this. And we're going to see a lot more of this again, especially as the money runs out. This is a guy working for a company, laying off 10,000 people. And they're probably like, hey, we're not making money and people are boycotting our products and they're not buying our shit like they used to. What's up, Phil?
Well, yeah, they weren't having to lay off 10,000 people. I don't think he'd have this take.
No. So when the money runs out, it's amazing how quickly people snap back into reality and realize that New York and Portland and San Francisco don't represent the entirety of the gaming community, of the comic book buying community, of the tabletop community. If you want money, you gotta take everybody's money, right?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.